It's not all super expensive superbikes around here, and this week I'm testing the £1,000 Specialized Diverge. Now £1,000 is still a lot of money, and a lot of nice things you could buy for that sort of money. A high-end laptop, a new sofa, even a second-hand car. But in the bike world, it represents a really popular and competitive price point. That's been helped over years by the Cycle to Work scheme, which made £1,000 bikes really popular, and bike brands have really pushed their £1,000 bikes to offer as much performance and capability as possible. That's also because you get fewer compromises on a bike costing £1,000 and one costing half as much. And for the person either stepping up from a cheaper entry-level bike or making their first bold step into the cycling world, you get a lot of performance and a lot of potential capability in a bike of this price. For a lot of people looking for a bike costing £1,000, it needs to be really versatile and pack a lot of performance for the money. For many people, it will be a bike that gets them from home to work or to university or college, so it needs to be a good commuting bike and be durable and survive all the potholes that we have to deal with on our roads here in the UK. But also needs to have that potential and the capability to do longer weekend rides for the person getting into cycling, where the entry point might be commuting, but also with you doing longer club runs and charity rides and sporties at the weekend. So it needs to be a bike that can do a lot and turn its hand to any sort of riding requirement. Why I think this bike might be a bike for you is because the Specialized Diverge range is a bike designed to be much more capable than a typical road bike. The Diverge is the company's name for multi-surface, multi-terrain bikes. First launched in 2014. This is a second generation model launched just last year. And there are a lot of features on this bike that really help it stand out from more conventional race-focused road bikes, and why I think this bike is really well suited to somebody getting into cycling or just stepping up from an entry-level bike. And there are a lot of features on this bike which really lend itself to a all-round multi-purpose bike with a lot of capability, especially if you have a view to want to go off-road and do a bit more adventuring, bikepacking and touring on rough roads. One of the key features, or one of two key features on this bike which I think lend itself to the new cyclist or the first time cyclist, are the bigger tyres on this bike and also the geometry of this bike. So Diverge is aimed at multi-terrain riding, so it needs to be good on the road but also off-road, and Specialized has modified the geometry so it's a bit more laid back, a bit more relaxed compared to a road bike, so it's a bit less twitchy when you're riding at speed and a bit more planted and a bit more stable. That's good if you're new to cycling and you're a bit nervous, or you just want to ride off-road where that calmer handling really benefits riding rough trails. And the big tyres don't need much explaining. Bigger volume increases the amount of cushioning, and that lends itself to a smoother ride whether you're dealing with potholes on UK city roads or if you want to get off-road on bridleways and canal towpaths and really go exploring. The tyres that are on this bike, 30mm wide tyres, really indicate the sort of rider that Specialized has in mind for this bike. They're very fast rolling tyre, ideal for city urban riding. But there's plenty of clearance in the fork and the frame to fit a wide tyre. So you can put a 35, a 38, even a 40mm tyre. And really, if you want to do a bit more adventuring and bikepacking sort of riding, this bike can do that. So it has a lot more capability baked into the frame design than a conventional road bike, which is one of the reasons why I think it's a really good bike for the new cyclist or for somebody wanting to step up their cycling career. Another key attraction of this bike, and one of the reasons I think it's really well suited to a new cyclist, is the gearing. So instead of a conventional 50-34 compact, Specialized has put this to practice with a 48-32 chain set configuration on there. And that, with a wide range set, gives you a much wider spread of gears with an emphasis on the lower end. So if you're tackling a hilly sportive, you're making use of the rack mounts, putting panniers on or putting the bikepacking bags on and loading the bike up for a multi-day adventure, then you have much lower range gears for getting you up the steep climbs and over rough terrain. So just makes it much more accessible because you've got lower gears and you're not going to struggle where on a normal road bike you may well do. Disc brakes are a key feature of gravel and adventure bikes as a whole, and they provide much wider tyre clearance more easily, and they provide dependable, reliable, all year round use. These are mechanical disc brakes. It's a shame not to see hydraulic brakes which are more powerful, but at this price something has to give, and they are mechanical disc brakes. But they work well and they're reliable and they're durable, and you get a lot of life out of the brake pads. All of the components I mentioned so far are bolted to a really nice looking aluminium frame. It's the company's own E5 aluminium, and it carries the same styling as the higher end carbon fibre versions of the Diverge, They've got the drop seat stays and the skinny seat stays designed to provide a bit more give in the rear end. Nice chunky chain stays for power delivery. Got an oversized down tube with the gear cables routed inside the down tube. It's an external threaded bottom bracket, so a nice touch there for reliability and less press fit creaking woes. Got an external seat clamp, and that can also double up as a rack mount as well. And there's a tapered head tube at the front, into which bolts a nice carbon fork, as you can see with mudguard mounts there. The mudguard mounts at the dropouts as well, so you can fit a set of mudguards and you've got a really good winter bike. That's another key attraction of a gravel and adventure bike. In the past, it would be quite common to buy a cyclocross bike, take the knobby tyres off, fit a fat slick, some mudguards, and you've got yourself a kind of bodged together, hacked together winter training bike. But now, with these gravel and adventure bikes, they're much better suited to that sort of riding, and they come with mudguard mounts, the wide tyres, so just add a bit of extra to the buying price and fit some mudguards, and you have a really good winter training bike. Be nice and comfortable, nice and reliable, doesn't cost a fortune, so you're not going to wear out your expensive high-end Sunday best bike, and you've got a good bike for winter training on, and take the mudguards off and you can ride a sporty in the summer. So it's a really good year-round do everything bike. Finishing kit, by which I mean the saddle, the seat post, the handlebar and the stem. It's all really nice equipment. It's not flash or high-end or pimp, but it's just really well designed. You've got an aluminium seat post with a nice easy 2-bolt clamp assembly there to adjust, makes adjusting the saddle angle really easy. And the toupe saddle is a really comfortable choice, nicely padded, nice shape. I think most people will get on well with it. I certainly get on really well with it. Up front, you've got a nice shallow drop, compact reach handlebar, so nice and comfortable, and they finish it with some nice, quite padded handlebar tape. So that provides a bit of extra cushioning at the front end when you're riding over rough roads and terrain. So just to recap, that's been a quick first look at the £1,000 Specialized Diverge, which I'm currently testing. There'll be a full review on the road.cc website in a couple of weeks' time. Just to remind you, you've got a nice aluminium frame, low range gearing, disc brakes, wide tyres, some really nice equipment, open road geometry, really good looking bike. I'm liking the unstated black with red flashes on the seat tube and the fork. Really nice looking bike, and I'd be interested to see how it rides and how it performs, whether it delivers a performance that supports the price point and my first impressions of it, which are favourable. But what do you think of this bike? Let me know in the comment section below what you think of it. If it's a bike for you or whether you're not interested, let me know how you feel about it either way. If you enjoyed watching this video, let me know how much by hitting that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more videos from myself and the rest of the road.cc team. It means a lot to us when you subscribe, so go and hit that red button now. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.